we are group number 8. My teammate's name is Prasad and Jasmeet Kaur. We are going to explain about the change management general framework for the organization. So the agenda is today's presentation is like why change is required in the organization, calm water metaphor, white water rapid metaphor, force field analysis, and cater the theory for change management. So why the change required in the organization? There are the main 4 factors which affect the change requirement is the environment, structure, technology, and the people. So we divide that change management in the 2 separate portions. One is the internal factor, and the second one is the outer factor. Internal factor, there are 4 different types. The competition. So if we have to stick in the market with the competitors like different organizations, then we have to do some changes in our organization to compete with them. Otherwise, you can't go beyond that. Second one is a government law and the regulations. So if you run the organization, then you have to follow the strictly rules from the government. You can't obey those rules. If you are doing that, that means your organization is not doing the right thing. So you have to follow that rules. Technology. So which kind of technology you are using in organization to succeed in the market. So technology is not only for the work, but it reduces your manual work and improve your productivity. Economical changes means there are in company there are some other investors, stakeholders are there who invest in the company, who invest in the company to provide the better productivity. So we need an investor and stakeholder in that. External factor, there are 3 types: organizational strategy. So to improve the productivity, which kind of strategy you are using in the organization. If that strategy is not right, that means you have to change that strategy. With the same strategy, you can't go for the long term. So if you find something wrong in the strategy, then you have to stop that process, improve the strategy and implement it, and again use in the production. Competition of the workflows and the employee attitude. So there are like internal external factor. There are some employees also working in the organization. If we are not provide the right information to the employee how to follow the process, they are not able to do that. So we have to provide the right information to the employee so they can follow the processes. There is a calm water metaphor. So in this process, there are 3 steps. We have to first unfreeze the process, then execute that process, and then we have to put that process in implementation. So running process, you can't implement anything. If you do the implementation in the running process, that create a confusion to the employee how to use that. So first step, you have to unfreeze the process. That means no need to use that process, and then implement the process, and then again freeze the process to execute in a system. But before that, we have to explain to our employee how to use the process as well. Next is the white water rapid metaphor. This process is going to explain by Prasant.
Hi, I'm Pasan and I'll be talking about the white water rapid metaphor. The white water rapid metaphor, in this metaphor, the organization is seen as a small raft navigating a river with uninterrupted white water rapids. Thus, change is a natural state and managing change is a continual process. The organization is seen as a small raft navigating a river with interrupted white water rapids. Change is constant in a dynamic environment, and the only certainty is continuing uncertainty. Next, I'll be talking about the force field analysis. Force field analysis was created by Kurt Lewin in 1940s. Lewin originally used in his work as a social psychologist. Today, however, it is also used in a business for making and communicating go or no-go decisions. Force field analysis is that situation maintained by equilibrium between forces that are driven change and other that resist change. For change to happen, the driving forces must be strength or resisting forces weaken. And For next, I will be my sister. Thank you, sister.
My name is Jasmine. I'm going to explain the Kotter's theory of change management. John Kotter's 8-step change model is widely accepted across all industries and as an effective model of implementing organizational change. Many managers in organizations set a Kotter step as a guide while introducing any transformational change. There are 8 steps there. Number 1 states that increase urgency, which means creating a situation that has that demands the urgency of change to be happen. And after that, the second step to build guiding team, formation of a guiding group which lead and support the change. In the development of vision, in the development of vision, it's all about the setting up of goal for change and take initiative which make sure the success or achievement of the group's vision. And by the communicate of buy-in step, it says all the workforce of the organization is well aware from the process of change, and it's called communicate for buy-in. By the empowering action, which means to ensure that there will be no obstacle that deters the application of change. To forwarding to the next step, it says create the short-term wins when a change should be completed in such a way that produce positive gains in short term. It says the pace of the workforce efforts is create short-term win situation. And number 7 says don't let up, which means to enlarge the change efforts to gain trust, which makes change and a non-stop and endeavor and make change stick means it said make change stick means change become permanent part of organizational culture. By this we can say it says it includes all the steps to make manager to help the implementing their change to their management. And after that, there are some things that like manager and supervisor play a crucial role in managing change, which leads to has more control and influence over employees through process and motivation of change. And another person, they can develop some training programs and resist their management. And after getting the employee feedback, they can take corrective actions to that. And to the conclusion, I can say an organization needs to adapt itself for the changing economic environment of the nation. However, the act of bringing such a macro change is not an easy job. A manager is required to use leadership tools, management tools, and the power tools to appropriate manner in the right order. Leadership tools should be used first and then come to the management tool and finally to the power tool, which brings to the taking corrective measures to improve that situation. There are certain frequent mistakes which a management may easily make, so the tool should be used carefully and precisely. Thank you.